Ladies and gentlemen, finally we get round to talking about Maestro in Labyrinth of Legends, and I wanted to give you guys a bit of a perspective on what fighting Maestro with a Sturgill is like. It is incredibly frustrating. So if you're playing with a tech champion against Maestro, the enigmatic version gains like different abilities based on the opponent's class, and the tech one, he gains random buffs every, I think it's like roughly 35-40 seconds, and those buffs can include the free ones that you really need to look out for are regeneration at 10,000 per second, and the only way to counter that is just by force quitting the fight. You have Unstoppable, which you can gain mid-combo and absolutely wreck you, and then also Power Flood, similar to kind of the rate of gain in Mingnar's Cavalry Challenge, and also the one on Road to the Labyrinth, but that can stack multiple times, so he can quickly just like fill up his bar of power with like 2 stacks and absolutely destroy you before you have chance to, you know, even beta special 2. However, 1 stack of Power Flood like isn't usually too bad, providing you're quite aggressive, you're quite close, and can you know, constantly evade those level 2s. But you know, 2 stacks or more and you are absolutely wrecked when it comes to that. And then the final thing that you have on Maestro as well is the Mark of the Labyrinth, which gives him evade. As you're gonna see like throughout this video, like the evade is so punishing sometimes, especially because Maestro just seems to be tuned up to 11 in terms of his aggressiveness. He will constantly lunge at you, and he's like always trying to get an attack in. So you know, if he does evade, then he's going to attack you almost instantly. There's a really stupid clip coming up shortly where he just uses like his special 2 attack, and then we go in, he instantly evades, we don't even have a chance to react, and he just kills us. So you have so much of that throughout your tries on Maestro that it's really hard to get like a good try in, and when you do get a good try in, you're tilted, like you're tilted from the previous tries, because I had a few tries in a row where you'd instantly join the match because the regen can, you know, trigger right at the beginning, and then, you know, you just do that and you have to force quit and do it over and over again, and it will happen sometimes like, you know, 4 or 5 times in a row where you've used like close to 200 units just for him to regen like anywhere between about 50,000 to 100,000 health. And it just feels so incredibly terrible. So yeah, Maestro is a very frustrating boss. What you're going to see here is the 2 stacks of Power Flood. We also didn't play too well here. It does take a while to warm up, and you do get tilted so incredibly easily. So yeah, that was one of the things that was really winding me up on Maestro. But I just wanted to upload kind of some of my attempts and share some of the frustrations, so that eventually if you get around to fighting Maestro with a Sturgill, you'll know like all the BS, all the like rubbish that can happen that can cause you to lose the fight that is like almost completely out of your control. I mean, like maybe in a couple of the tries at the beginning we could have played a little bit better, but some of the stuff that he throws on you is absolutely ridiculous and is completely outside your control. But when you eventually do get Maestro down, it feels pretty good. Like he's an absolute Hulk of a champion and does take an incredible beating to get down, considering you always have the class disadvantage, so you're dealing less damage, and he has close to about 3.5 million health. So yeah, absolutely ridiculous boss, just built for like spending as much money on revives as possible, which isn't necessarily great at all. But yeah, it's just a combination of everything. Also, Maestro being one of the most difficult enemies to reliably fight in the game. Like his level 1 took me quite a bit of practice to nail, because you need to, it's got so many little components to it as well. You're going to see toward the end of the video we get quite a bit better at evading it. Just for all the practice, but we do make some pretty silly mistakes in kind of the run-up to that as well. This is the try that I was on about with the evade earlier. So look, he uses a special, we dash in straight away, we hit him, instantly evades, and smacks us in the face. It's so frustrating. Like, so much of this stuff happens. It's a 1 in 4. It's like, you know, what's going to get you this time if you don't already fail to the level 1? So yeah, it's a very frustrating fight, but when you beat Maestro and clear the Labyrinth, you're just like, thank goodness that is over. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave it for the commentary. Again, if you do have any like pro tips against Maestro or any information that others could learn, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Apart from that, take care and enjoy the rest of the video.